Good morning. It's going to be a super busy day today. I'm going to make a calving pen outside. It is officially warm enough. So we gotta fix the water fountain because, they broke the fitting off the top, and get some gates in there and section that off. And then I have 4 cows I'm going to move into there. I have a fresh cow I gotta get into this main milking barn. And then I need to work on more of the fence down across the road. So a lot to do in a fairly short amount of time. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is the building we actually split to use as part of our calving pen. So I usually save the headlocks down on this end for our young heifers. And then we don't have 2 waterers in this barn, so we actually have a water fountain. So I'm going to split the pen probably at the end of this head rail. If we need to use the headlocks, we just pull the gates over and lock them in. You can tell who the character is in this group. Hey, Georgie. So we do have to fix this because, God forbid they leave anything alone. So I'm going to get them locked into the headlocks so that I can come in through this end gate here. I'm going to lug in some long gates to section that off. And then I'll put some more bedding in there and get a few cows moved in. So it's pretty easy to lock these heifers in, except that one. This heifer is the absolute biggest pain for us. She has been in this building for about 6 months, and she will not use these headlocks. It's made it really difficult to work with her. She's a breeding age heifer, and at this point, we've never been able to successfully catch her. No, that's not true. We did one time, and she managed to get out in the amount of time it took us to go and get semen to breed her. So, I don't know. It would be different if we had a section to be able to pin her in here, but we don't. So, at this point, there's a very good chance that we're just going to sell her and let her be someone else's issue. But hopefully she'll mind her business down there. Otherwise everyone else is locked in. This cow is actually going to be coming into that section. She's not locked right now, but she is just a really big pet. She's basically like a big dog, so I'm not worried about her. If I have to, I can just put a halter on her to deal with her. So I'm gonna go scrounge up some gates and get them lugged in here. I'd rather you not. So I need one more gate, and unfortunately I only have a couple of good gates left that are not in complete use because, we can't have nice things around here. They just have to destroy everything. So I actually have a cow that's been in her own pen for about 6 weeks that was lame. She is better. She's going to calve in about a month, so I'm just going to put her in that building anyways. So I got to catch her with a halter, and we're going to take these gates. We have the gate set up separating this building for her, but I'm going to get a halter on her, tie her up, and steal one of those to finish off my pen down there, and then we'll move her in. She's kind of a jerk, honestly, to other cows, which is why I think she got hurt in the first place, so hopefully she behaves herself and doesn't re-injure herself. It's been a really long road to recovery to get her walking on that leg. All right, finally found a couple of gates that worked, and I've got the bedding in the barn. So I'm actually bringing my first cow in here. I'm gonna tie her up because she's a little spicy. All right, so as I said, I need this cow. So these gates are just kind of set up in a V. So I'm actually just gonna untie this one, and I'm gonna see if she'll just cooperate with me. I'm just gonna reach over and let her go. Okay, Georgie, come in. She literally does not care about anything. All right, girly. Literally the easiest cow to work with, I swear. How beautiful she is. I'm gonna shut the skate back up. And I still have 2 more cows to go get, so hopefully everybody behaves themselves in here. There's going to be 3 milking shorehorns in here, and I know it sounds weird, but they've kind of grown up together. They show together. So I think that there is that familiarity between them. So I think they're going to be fine. The wild card is going to be a Holstein that's been in a separate building, so we'll see how she does with them. This is the other cow that I have to bring over, and apparently she just got tired of waiting for me. Tell me you're a pampered princess without telling me you're a pampered princess. Okay, come on, let's go. Enough lazing around, let's go. Come on, be up. It's really nice when they're halter broke. I'm going to finish fixing the water fountain. My dad was nice enough to come down and put the fitting in, so I just have to go turn the water off and hook it back up. I'm going to do that before I go grab the other Holstein. Alright, so apparently my dad put some pipe dope, some sort on a bolt in this to keep this from leaking. So I'm gonna have to go get pliers to get that out because that thing is in there tight. So. Oh. Water is definitely gonna come shooting out at me. So the water line for this feeds most of these fountains out back, and we have to keep the water on so that I can have water sourced to my younger group. But we don't use this fountain in the winter because it freezes, so to prevent it from breaking, from being frozen, we remove the line off of it and clamp a bolt into it. And then once it stops freezing during the day, we can hook it back up. I'm trying to avoid cutting it because I don't really have any extra hose currently, but it's not looking good. I don't know, so my knife. I am gonna be soaked by the end of this bull crap. seriously, Alden? A million years later, finally got that cut off without getting soaked. So I'm going to, before I walk all the way back in the barn to turn the water on, just gonna jump over to the next building to get the final cow to put in here. And cross my fingers that they don't beat the absolute living crap out of each other. And then I'll go back in the barn. I'll turn the water on, and I'm going to tape this pipe up so that they don't play any more stupid games with it, and snap that fitting back off. So let's go get the whole scene that's due. That I want, and I am going to walk her over. Now, most of our Shorthorns are halter broke, but the Holstein's not so much. So my dad actually made these steel ring halters, and you can be amazed at the animal you can control with this halter without a whole lot of strength behind it. I'm obviously not very big. I weigh maybe 130 pounds. So while I can certainly hold my own, I don't really enjoy being dragged. So I'm going to be able to use this. We're going to get her over to the other pen. Okay, finally got her over. Now, when you put cows together that haven't been together, they kind of act like jackasses. So I do have them in the headlocks so that they can play nicey nice for a little while. I'm going to go get some grain. There's the other problem. I'm going to get some grain, and I'm going to let them eat together for a little while. They'll just kind of get used to each other, and they'll push each other around a little bit in these headlocks, and then they'll decide who's in charge, and we can just be happy for the next few weeks. Alright, so this is kind of the best thing I can do right now. They are unlocked. They are all eating next to each other. So I'm going to go turn the water on, and by the time I get back, they'll have been finished up that grain, and we'll see what they do with each other. If there is a constant issue with one of the cows, I'm going to have to figure something out, because I really just can't have anybody getting injured again. It just takes a lot of extra care and work. And it's a lot of investment. So I'm going to go turn the water on, and then I'll come down and check to see if they can behave themselves. I've got the single strand bottom wire on most of these fence posts, but it's a lot of work left to do in here, and I'm kind of out of time at this point, but it's a mess in here. As you can see, the interstate's behind us. I have to run all new single strand up along the road, and it's gonna have to be a battle for another day. So the answer to how long would it take these cows to get along, we are about 4 hours in, and we're still not really getting along, so can't put a bunch of females together, I guess. So I'm just gonna give it a few more hours. I think they're tired at this point. Just so we're clear, this cow is not the problem. She's perfect. But the two that are causing the issues, I think they're gonna get tired. I'm hoping they just settle down as night comes. I'll see what they're doing in the morning. Other than that, I just gotta finish chores and I can call it quits for today. That would be great because I'm tired.